It's time for you to get some self-respect. It is time for you to develop self-respect so you can finally reach the goals that you have and so that you can finally see yourself in a high light. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Jasmine, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about things that you can start doing today, right now, to start developing that self-respect so that you can have that confidence and so that you can cut people off in your life who are toxic or who are draining you. Listen, the way you speak to yourself determines how you show up for yourself. And a lot of times we don't even realize it, and I used to be guilty of this too, but we don't say nice things to ourselves. There are people who will call themselves stupid and they'll say it in a joking manner around other people. Like, there have been countless times where I've been around people, over the years, and they'll say things like, "Oh, well, girl, I'm stupid as hell." Why would you, why would you talk about yourself like that? And if they're comfortable talking about themselves like that in front of people, you can only imagine the things that they say to themselves behind closed doors and when no one's around. You can't talk to yourself like that and think that you're going to have self-respect. I don't know why you think that's okay. I don't know why you think that's funny. It's not cute. It's none of those things. It's disrespectful. And on top of that, you're disrespecting yourself. And that's why you're not showing up for yourself, because that's really how you feel. I need you to start putting some respect on your name, okay? Even if you don't think highly of yourself right now in this moment watching this video, I want you to start speaking your affirmations to yourself all day long. Literally all day long, I am telling myself how amazing I am. I am telling myself how beautiful I am. I'm telling myself how smart I am. I'm telling myself how proud I am of me and the things that I've accomplished. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be the big things. It could be the small things, like, I'm proud of you that you went live and you didn't feel like going live this morning, but you did that shit. You did that shit. Like, that's how I talk to myself all day long, okay? And if you're not talking to yourself like that, that's a problem. Because when you speak to yourself positively and you're pouring into yourself, you don't have room to disrespect yourself because you are doing nothing but respecting yourself. You've got to start saying nice things to yourself. You cannot keep being your own worst bully. You cannot keep critiquing yourself in a negative, nasty manner, because it's not getting you anywhere. So the very first thing that I suggest is speaking your affirmations. And I remember when I first started doing that, like, years ago. Mind you guys, I've been on a self-development journey now for, I would say, about 4 years. And when I first started doing that, it was awkward because I didn't believe what I was saying. Like, when I'm sitting here reading my affirmations and I'm saying things like, "Jasmine, you're so smart." In my mind, I'm like, no, I'm not. When I'm saying things like, "Jasmine, you're so beautiful," in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It's going to feel awkward, but it's only because you're just not used to speaking to yourself like that. But I promise you, the more you do it, the more natural it'll begin to feel, and the more you'll start to feel that within. So you've got to start speaking your affirmations to yourself all day, every single day. The next thing is, and this is a big one, we've talked about this so many times on this channel, keeping the promises that you make to yourself. I cannot stress the importance of this enough. If you said you were going to do something, to get off of social media and just do it. Like, you make things harder than it needs to be. You really do. And you're hard-headed. You have gotten into this loop of, well, I'm just going to watch content on how to become confident, and that's going to make me confident. No, that's not how anything in life works. You can't watch somebody do a job and then you're going to get paid for the job that you didn't do, but you watched someone do it. That doesn't even make sense. You can watch all the YouTube videos you want. You can watch all the reels that you want to watch about leveling up, becoming your highest version. But at the end of the day, if you don't do any of the things, you are literally just wasting your time. You have got to start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. It can't be up for discussion anymore. You can't keep pushing it back, because the longer you push it back, the more you feel the way you feel, the more you disrespect yourself, and the more you allow other people to disrespect you. That's literally what it boils down to. If you told yourself that you were going to clean up, clean up. If you told yourself that you were going to get dressed today, then get dressed. If you told yourself you were going to go to the gym, then go to the gym. Stop breaking the promises that you made to yourself, and stop using the excuse of, "I'm too busy." Again, no, you're not. That's just a lie that you tell yourself so you can feel better about the decisions that you're making. but you're not too busy. You have more than enough time to get the thing done. And when you do make these promises to yourself, they don't have to be grand scale, okay? They can be small promises like, today I'm not going to eat fast food. You don't have to focus on what you're going to do tomorrow. Focus on what you're going to do today. Focus on what you can do in this moment. Maybe you do have dreams of being a 6-figure, 7-figure entrepreneur, 8-figure entrepreneur, whatever. Fine, but you don't have to focus in on that. Focus on the smaller things, the smaller steps that you can take every single day that will slowly but surely get you to that overall goal. So posting content about whatever product you're selling, actually finishing the product that you want to sell, setting aside an hour, 2 hours a day to work on your business. But by keeping the promises that you make to yourself, you're going to start to feel good about yourself. You're going to start to have that self-respect because now you're showing up for yourself in a way that you've never done before. Okay? And then the very last thing to gain self-respect is to start cutting people off who are mean to you, who don't make you feel good about yourself, who maybe make you question whether or not you're worthy of their friendship or their love, people who make you feel less than. And I know sometimes we'll use the excuse of, well, that's my best friend for 20 years, or, we've been friends since middle school, whatever. Just because you've known someone for a long period of time does not mean that there's someone that you should always have in your life. I didn't always used to believe this, but I think a lot of times people are here for a season. And the friendship that you guys may have had in a particular season of your life may have been very beneficial. It might have gotten you through some tough times, right? But that doesn't mean that they have to stay in your life until the day you die. A lot of times we're going in different directions. And if they're not changing with you, it'll cause tension. And sometimes we'll hold on to dynamics because we kind of want things to go back to how it used to be when things were all cool and kosher. But it's never going to go back to that, because you're no longer that. You're developing. You're trying to reach new goals. You're showing up for yourself in ways you've never done. You're getting better with time management, and that can cause friction in relationships, right? And so maybe you guys argue more. Maybe they're not supporting you in the way in which you would have hoped, and so it's not making you feel good about yourself. Well, then you need to go ahead and cut that off. It doesn't have to be like this big blow up, right? It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be chaotic. The police don't have to be called, okay? It can just be something as simple as just, taking longer to respond, or not making yourself as available as you might have once been before. Just kind of falling back and putting that energy that you did used to put into that dynamic into yourself and making yourself better. You can tell when it's time to let people go. And I used to struggle with letting people go. I used to try to hold on to the friendship for as long as possible, even though it was draining me, even though it was depressing me, right? I would still hold on because I had a fear of letting go. And I always felt like if I just worked harder at this friendship, if I worked harder in this relationship, then eventually it'll work, right? A lot of times we're holding on to things and it's making our hands bleed, right? Like think of like if you're grabbing knives and you're just squeezing these knives so tightly because you don't want to let them go, and you're just bleeding, your palms are bleeding, everything, and it hurts so bad. But literally all you have to do is just let go and the pain will stop. The bleeding will stop. But you don't want to let go because you struggle with self-respect. You don't have any. Self-respect is going to give you the strength that you need to let things go that no longer serve you. Self-respect is going to keep you from holding on to dynamics that are draining you, that's depressing you. Self-respect is going to give you that self-love to recognize this situation is no longer aligned with the woman I'm becoming. So I'm going to go ahead and remove myself from that right now. You need self-respect. You need self-respect, because if you don't have it, you're just making your life more complicated. You really are. Like the things that you tolerate from others, and on top of the things that you tolerate from yourself. So start working on that self-respect. Don't just watch YouTube videos on it, like actively do it. Otherwise you're just wasting your time. I say this all the time. We get trapped in this loop of watching, and we've convinced ourselves that if we just watch more videos, then we're being productive and we're working on ourselves. When in reality, you're just wasting your time. Because if you're not going to actively do it, if you're not going to execute what was said to you, if you're not going to go to counseling and heal your traumas, because that's where a lot of this comes from, childhood traumas or things that have happened in your past that you haven't healed from. But if you're not willing to execute the things that are said to you, then it's not going to change. And you're just going to continue in this loop of watching and never doing. So I hope this video helps you guys. Make sure you join the Patreon. The link is down below in the description. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below. Are you struggling with self-respect? What are you going to work on today or this week that's going to get you to that version of you that loves yourself, respects yourself, and knows how to remove people who just no longer align? I can't wait to read what you guys have to say, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.